All right, so hopefully you tried the guided practice on your own. This first one should have been pretty easy because we read through and it says my theoretical yield of beryllium chloride was 10.7 grams. Remember, your theoretical yield comes from doing stoichiometry, but if it tells you your theoretical yield, you just use that number.
Yay, and it goes on the bottom.
And it goes on the bottom, and my actual yield was 4.5 grams, so according to my formula, goes on top, times 100. So we've got 4.5 over 10.7 times 100, and we get 42.1%. So again, whether that's a good percent yield or a bad percent yield depends a lot on your reaction, but it's what the numbers tell you. It's okay. All right, let's try our next guided practice. This one's a tiny bit more difficult.
Okay.
So it tells us if I start with 5 grams of C3H8, which is propane, by the way, what is my theoretical yield of water? And what did we have to do if it was we were looking for theoretical yield?
We had to actually do the math.
So we're going to actually have to do our stoichiometry. So what we're given is going to go where?
Okay, so that's my given. It goes in the front.
Okay.
Try to write way over here. Because these are long.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't look like a 3. There. 8. Okay.
Okay. And then...
It's a G. Gangsta. Okay.
All right. So then we're in grams. We need to get to...
Moles.
So we're going to have to use our...
molar mass.
So my molar mass for C3H8 is 44.11.
44.
Uh-huh. And that's going to go...
grams of C3H8. And
there
it
on the
goes
bottom.
with 1 mole.
1 mole, because that's the definition of molar mass. All right, so now we've gotten to moles. We want to get to mole, so that's moles of C3H8. We want to get 2 moles of water.
There's my 1, 2.
So then what are we going to use?
Okay, so my molar ratio, it's going to be between these two. Want water, so it goes on top.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 4 moles of H2O over 1 mole of C3H8.
And then my last step is going to be getting to mass of water, because theoretically yield always has to be mass.
Always go into grams.
So then we're going to use our
Molar mass.
molar mass again, so 18.02.
18.02.
Yes. Over
1 mole.
1 mole. Definition of molar mass. Mass of a mole.
If I can get it to write the... That is the most retarded looking tube.
All right, so then we do our math. So we do 5 times 4 times 18.02, and we're going to divide by 44.11, and that gets us 8.17 grams of water.
H2O. Guys, if you don't know what water is by this point,
Pay a little more attention.
or something.
All right, so that's our theoretical yield. What's our next question asking us to do?
If the percent yield is 75%, I'm going to write this backwards. Equals, well, I know it's actual over theoretical times 100, so I just figured out what my theoretical is. Don't know my actual times 100,
So we just undo everything. So we're going to do divide by 100 and get 0.75.
0.75.
And then that gives us x over 8.17.
And so multiply by 8.17 to get it out of the bottom.
And so that is going to get us 6.13 grams of water will be my actual yield.
Yay!
All right, see, not that tricky. There's some independent practice you can go try on your own. If you get stuck, ask your teacher.